Welcome back to the Ref Show. I tell you what, we're going to have some fun in the next 10 minutes. I hope you do too, with Halsey and Hirst here. We've been watching very closely a video highlights package of an extraordinary women's game in South America, which we'll come to in a minute.
That's an understatement, Alan.
X-rated challenge is more like Y and Z.
A tackle fest, I think you'd call it, wouldn't you? Yeah, where a game broke out in.
And a referee who took no notice. I think she was enjoying it too much.
Maybe an extra official. That's where they send them. That's where they send them to learn the trade.
She could have been an ex-player.
Talking about ex-players, a lady called Stacey Pearson, a player in Somerset, who's quit at the age of 28 to try and become a full-time referee. Ambitious project, but you are the ref taking a keen interest there. Green cards, though, first of all. So, right, Hirsty, you're playing just imagine that you're on a field playing.
Still on the field, am I? Okay, yeah.
Just imagine.
I haven't got that good a memory.
And, you know, Halsey's got a red and a yellow, but he's also got a green card, and suddenly you kick the ball out of play for an opponent to be treated. Yeah. And Halsey's, what are you going to do? You
Can I come over and give him a green card?
Green card.
Green card.
Yeah. Good. Oh, do I get to take that home as well? Yeah. I mean, what's the world coming to? A green card for good behaviour. Why not a glass of wine? Just a table for two or something like that.
It's a serious idea in Italy. They're trialling it in Serie B, having done it in youth leagues in Italy, to encourage good behaviour. Could it ever happen here?
So, to a point of, if you get 5 green cards in a season, do you win an award? Do you get a bottle of champagne at the end of a game, or what's the point?
That's right. He's absolutely spot on. I mean, you talk about a green card. I mean, referees in this country are not even now that socialised with the players in the players' bar and the chairman's lounge after the game. So, green card in this country, not for me. It's a no-go. Move on.
The refs have got enough to do anyway, haven't they?
Yeah, nice little gift basket or something like that. That'd be nice as well, wouldn't it? And then, shake hands after every tattle, and yeah, it'd be great. That's really taking the game forward, that, isn't it? Hey, red card, sending off. Yellow card, a warning. Don't need a green card.
We've already got a fair play league.
Everybody's doing the fair play a bit anyway. Yeah,
absolutely. They do the fair play league in the Premier League. Imagine giving Hirsty a green card, and then 2 minutes later I've got to give him a red card for a nasty challenge. Yeah.
Or does the green card take away from the red, so it becomes a yellow instead of a red because you've given him a green card?
I was going to give you a red card, but you've had 2 green cards this half, so now I'll just give you a yellow. Yeah,
you can stay on.
It's crazy idea.
It's not for me. I don't think it's fair.
Watch it closely, but be quick because it won't be there long.
I said we'd have some fun. Okay, hopefully you've caught up. You only need a minute and a half of time to watch Boca Juniors women against River Plate women, a South American collision. It was finished 0-0, incidentally. I think it was also 0-0 in terms of red and yellow cards. But you really should see this. Some absolutely... Well, you've watched it.
Oh, we've watched it, yeah. I mean, he's explained it very well at the start of the second half. I mean, some of them challenges. I mean, the first challenge that you see, I mean, it's a double red card, and it's a double red card.
It's a life ban.
Yeah, and the referee just gives a free kick and just runs off and nothing else. And I mean, some of the challenges, and she just didn't even caution or do anything. I mean, it should have been most probably 6v6, but then you've had to abandon the game. Because obviously not enough players on the pitch. But
you've seen some things in your time.
I have, yeah. I've seen some. I've watched highlights of some of the old greats that used to kick them. Chopper Harris, Tommy Smith. Then in my day, Vinny used to put it about. Ben Thatcher, he's thrown a few in. Yeah. But what it reminded me of watching the incidents was used to be a local referee over in Barnsley called Don Mellor. Fabulous guy he was. Wouldn't take any nonsense. And what I mean by that, you could kick each other off the park.
You're going to say something else there, weren't you?
I was going to say something else. But you could kick each other off the park, but swear at him, and you were off. Cowboys don't cry, he used to say, when people got kicked. And they'd be moaning and groaning about whether he should be booked, he should be sent off. Cowboys don't cry, son. Get on with the game. Leave that to me. And that reminded me of a Sunday league game where, you've got the 2 rival pubs playing each other, and there's going to be some damage. But the referee says, go on then, enjoy it. And that's what she seemed to do there.
She was enjoying it,
yeah,
wasn't she?
It looks like she was enjoying it. Maybe she'd been upset by him once or twice. Let her down on the coupon or something.
Well, let's face it. Look, in a strange sense, we've enjoyed. Everybody who's seen that video has enjoyed it. It's a bit like a punch-up on the ice in an ice hockey game. Everybody goes for that, don't
You
they?
enjoy it, didn't you? I mean, a recognition of careless, reckless, and excessive force was just out the window, non-existent. Like you say, it's had 2,000 hits on YouTube. Is
At
it?
least I think. Do you think she'd have used any green cards if in there?
But the viewers, please watch this footage. You'll be amazed.
But what does it say about the women's game? Because it's not soft, is it? At any level, really.
I know what it says to me. I don't want to play in it. I got injured in the men's game. That'd have finished me a lot earlier, that would.
We're not quite at that level over here. It's keenly competitive. This is extraordinary.
I think they're big rivals, to be fair. You know, Boca Juniors and River Plate are big rivals, and I don't think it matters whether it's the men's game, the women's game, or the kids' game. I think there's a massive rivalry in that situation, and it certainly shows that in the clip.
I think he's right. I mean, we saw it in the Udon Trophy, Celtic Rangers under 14s. You know, so you can imagine what it's like in the Latin frame of mind as well. You know.
Well, you've mentioned a couple of candidates who would have fitted in very well in there, because I remember Tommy Smith and Ron Chopper Harris, but there's some others in more recent years. Kevin Muscat of Wolves springs to mind. Can you think of any more?
Carl Henry, Wolves.
Oh, he's at QPR now.
Yeah. When he was at Wolves, he had a little spell where he was a little bit naughty on tattles. I think, did he have a little spat with Joey Barton?
I think he did.
Yes, he did. Yes, yeah.
Ben Thatcher.
Ben Thatcher, Mark Dennis.
Mark Dennis.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
You didn't get too close to Mark if he'd had a bad day. I tell you now, he could come in. He'd be proud of some of them tackles.
You never got close to any of them, did you? You stayed away, you.
Second half, I was on the bench, don't forget. Didn't play the full game.
We had a chat before we did this about Vinnie Jones, because he played against Vinnie, didn't he?
Yeah. I was fortunate enough to play against Vinnie and watch the midfield get kicked up and down by him. Luckily for me, I'm up the other end of the park, out of the way. So I never really got clattered by Vinnie, but I did watch a few people get done by him. Yeah, definitely.
But a few of these players wouldn't survive today, would they? They wouldn't survive in today's game.
But this game was a throwback to sort of the worst excesses of that era.
It was back to the 70s, wasn't it? Remember the 70s? Early 80s.
Yeah, when you used to be flying in tackles.
How many reds, from that clip, how many red cards would you have issued there?
Well, looking at that clip, I think there'd have been about five or six red cards. I think every challenge was a red card, wasn't it?
How many challenges is on the clip? That's how many reds there were.
Hey, maybe there is a case for the green card after all then, to keep this in.
I'd love to see what the extra officials were doing in that game as well. I bet they were doing the exact same as they do over here. Nothing.
If there's any of our viewers that view this clip on YouTube, please email us and give us your thoughts, please.
Yeah, please do. And any questions, youaretheref.com. We will be back to the Premier League next week with the Ref Show. It'll be a very different show from this, a little bit more serious. But finally, on a serious point, Stacey Pearson is 28 years old. She's a player for Yeovil in the Somerset County League, and she's retiring to become, hopefully, a professional referee, which is a very tall order for any player at 28 at any level. But for a woman to aspire to that, and there's so few women in the professional game, and there should be more, we hope. It's a big target, isn't it? A big challenge.
It is, and I see she's taking the same route as I took. I mean, I played non-league football, didn't get any higher, and I fell out of love with the game, and took up refereeing, and I never looked back. Some people say I should have carried on playing football with some of my positions. I thought I'd get it because I knew you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was thinking of something in there.
But as I say, that the women's game's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think it's going very professional, and there's European Championship games, there's World Cup games, so there's so much for the young lady to go for. So I wish her all the best, and I understand that we are going to help her, and we're going to sponsor the young lady, so hopefully we can help her in any way we can to go down there and help her with her improvement and getting on with the game. And
because women's refereeing needs standard bearers. It needs figures that can be identified by people. I mentioned Lisa Rashid earlier, and we go back to Wendy Toms, and she was an inspirational figure. So we need more to come through from.
It's good that the players are actually thinking about that. I mean, 28, yeah, okay, you're coming towards the end. I'm not saying it's the finishing time, but you're coming towards the end. And it's good that the girls are actually thinking, there's a future after the playing, and yeah, I hope it goes well, and it'd be great to see it out there in the middle.
And it's not always about the laws of the game. It's about knowing the game, isn't it? It's about knowing the game. And even a lady coming through from playing football can come into the men's football, and that recognition of playing the game, and obviously not always about the laws of the game. So it's good to see.
Yeah, that grounding as a player should help. Well, we've had a great 10 minutes kickabout here, haven't we, in the studio, and there'll be some more serious issues, I'm sure, in the Premier League next week. We've got it all covered on youaretheref.com. Don't forget, any questions, queries, do address them to the website. Meantime, thanks to David and to Mark. See you next week. Thank you. Bye.